And something that is missed out by our other brothers in faith is that this authority that is given to the Ahlul Bayt, and by means of the Ahlul Bayt, is eventually reaching your Imam and my Imam, who is our current Imam. And the effect of this Wilayat on his universal mission to spread equality and justice on this earth, just as it has been filled with persecution and injustice. The important role that this Wilayat will play in his entire global mission, the point and the essence that has been missed out by the others is this, that according to the others, the authority comes by means of nomination or election or placing something on a position and a status. And by means of placing this person on that particular status, an authority comes to him. Whereas according to our belief, neither nomination, neither election, neither placing somebody on a pedestal or a position, that is not the criteria for this Wilayat to come. This Wilayat is inherent to certain individuals whom God has created for possessing this Wilayat. It is not that they did not have this Wilayat and then one fine day they were said, you are now the Imam, and upon giving them the Imamat, now these powers come into them. No, these powers were there when they were actually born. These are inherent to these individuals. Otherwise, how else would you interpret? How else would you explain? How else would you clarify that people like you and me, and people who have been nominated, and people who have been elected by normal people, by normal means, and then they come to assume some kind of a power? How do you explain these individuals that when they are born, they cry and they shout and they wail as ordinary children, but these individuals who are born with inherent powers by their inherent ability to guide people, ordained and stipulated and decreed by God, when these individuals are born, they don't cry, they don't weep. The first thing that they do is they go into sajda and say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. This is exactly what took place at the time of the Wiladat of the 12th Imam. When that entire incident about the villa of Bibi Nargis took place, and Bibi Hakima takes place, and at the time when Bibi Hakima says, I have been informed by the 11th Imam that the time of the arrival of the last Hujjat is approaching. I want you to be part of this immense, this lofty and this historical event. And she says, who's going to be the mother of this child, who's going to be the savior of the universe? At that time, what did Imam Hassan Askari say? Imam Askari says, it is Nargis. Bibi Hakima says, when I looked at Nargis, I did not see any signs of pregnancy. And that entire event that took place, again, we don't want to repeat, it's already been done previously. And what happens? As soon as the time for the Wilada comes, suddenly the report says that Bibi Nargis suddenly goes invisible. Nobody sees, just a flash of light and this complete covering of this lady. Nobody knows what happens. All of a sudden she becomes ghaib. The aunt of the 11th Imam rushes to the 11th Imam. Oh, my son, Nargis has disappeared. Imam Hassan Askari says, aunt, go back to that room. She has not disappeared. A curtain has come between you and the event that has taken place. Go back and you will see my son has been born. She rushes back into the room of Bibi Nargis, and what does she see? She sees Bibi Nargis lying onto the bed. She sees a child, a recently, seconds earlier born child, now in the state of sajda, in the state of purity, without any blood, cleansed and purified, with circumcision done, on the ground in the sajda, bearing the testimony to the oneness of God, and testimony to the prophethood of the Prophet, and testimony to the imamat of the 11 imams before him.